1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope all of the free thinkers are doing well, especially in a world that encourages us to subscribe to a way of thinking that isn't originally our own, a way of being that basically is a collective agreement by whoever decides that this is the way we should be, this is the way we should think, and this is the way we should operate. And I am so happy to be the one to tell you that you have everything you need within yourself to be well and do well. So in this message, I wanted to touch on basically how the things that challenges us the most in this life are the things that basically helps us to be uniquely ourselves, is the things that basically give us all the tools that we need in order to make our mark in this life. And when I say making our mark in this life, it doesn't need to be on some grand stage. It could just be in your community or in your household, just making a difference, like just being yourself authentically and living your life to the fullest on your own terms, I believe is enough to make a difference, because someone will notice and it'll inspire them to do the same. A lot of the times, like most of us don't know what it is that we want. You know, we don't know what we want to do with our lives. We don't know what path to take. But I feel like not knowing what you want is actually way more important than you can even imagine. Because for me personally, it was a matter of not knowing what I wanted that helped me to kind of narrow down to what I wanted to do with my life, what I wanted to do for myself. So don't beat yourself up because you don't know what you want to do with your life. Like knowing what you don't want is actually good enough for now, because that actually gives you an idea of what you want based on what you don't want. And the things in life that challenges us the most are the things that helps us to see like how we will niche down in this life. Like, say for me personally, the reason why I believe self-awareness is a superpower is because for the longest, I wasn't completely self-aware. And I feel like that's going to be a life mission of mine, because time is forever changing. And because time is forever changing, we are constantly changing and learning new things about ourselves daily. So I feel like for me personally, self-awareness is going to be a lifetime journey. It's going to be a lifetime lesson. And I feel like that should be the same for all of us. We should all want to understand ourselves on a deeper level. I don't mean completely shut the world out and pick yourself apart type of thing. I mean, being more aware, being more conscious of the things that challenges you and the things that empower you. Because I always say, when you know your weaknesses, no one can use them against you. But when you know your strength, you're unstoppable. Again, when you know your weaknesses, no one can use them against you. But when you know your strengths, you're unstoppable. So for me, yes, when it comes to niching down, once you figure out what you do want to do with your life, or when you figure out what paths you want to take. And I say what you want to do with your life, but I take that back, because I feel like regardless of what path we're on, we're actually on the right path. There is no wrong path. Whatever path you're on, there's a lesson that can be learned from that. Basically, if you are willing to learn from the people around you and the experiences that you are having, you could be adding value to yourself regardless of where you're working and what you're doing. And that's what I love again about that book, Mastery by Robert Greene, that I mentioned excuse me, that I mentioned in my last video. That's a book that teaches you that every single job that you've ever had, every single encounter, everything that challenges you is challenging you for a reason. And again, when it comes to our challenges, it's like our challenges is where we will find our niche. And the reason why you will find your niche when it comes to your challenges is because if you dedicate yourself to overcoming the things that challenges you, who better to help people with something, with the same thing than you? Someone who's actually coming from a place of personal experience. So it's important for us to pay attention to the things that challenges us, our pain. Like, you can find your purpose from your pain, because basically this thing, you're so passionate about this thing because you're coming from a place of personal experience where you're going to want to go out in the world and either create some kind of a solution when it comes to that thing, or create some kind of an awareness when it comes to that. Like for me personally, again, it was self-awareness. Self-awareness was the thing that I believe challenged me the most, because I wasn't fully aware of how I was coming off. And I didn't understand why people would respond to me a certain way. And I would left feeling, bad for myself or angry because of how someone came at me, but didn't realize like how I was coming off and how the way I was coming off possibly could trigger people to come at me in certain ways. And that's not always the case, but that's just an example. Sometimes people will just come at you just because, or be negative or mean or whatnot. And that has nothing to do with you. That has everything to do with what they're going through. And you just happen to be there. You know what I'm saying? So yes, our challenges, the things that challenges us the most, and our pain can really help us to basically recognize what our niching would be. And then shadow work. Shadow work is extremely important, because again, like, if it wasn't for shadow work, I wouldn't been able to see the things within myself that was holding me back, my own way of thinking. And of course, my own way of thinking is going to create my way of being. So shadow work is also extremely important when it comes to understanding yourself better and living up to your full potential. So yeah, in this life, you might not know what you want to do with yourself or do with your life or whatever. And you're probably doing exactly what you should be doing with your life. But because society has conditioned us to have a glamorous calling, you might not think it's good enough. And because you don't think it's good enough, you're constantly searching for something better, when you don't need to search for yourself. You need to just accept yourself and realize that, yeah, the things that challenges you the most, that's where you're going to find your niche at, because that's what you're most passionate about. And as you overcome this thing, like, you don't have to completely overcome it, but as you overcome it and consistently dedicate yourself to a journey of becoming better at that thing, like, you are able to hold the light for someone else and show them the way based on your personal experience. Because again, I believe teaching from personal experiences, that's the best way to, help someone else to heal, because you're not just talking at them, and you know how to meet them exactly where they're at and guide them to where they want to be. So I just wanted to share that message with you guys, today. And again, I hope all of the free thinkers are doing well out there. And I hope that you are trusting yourself and knowing that basically you have all the answers within you. You don't need someone or something outside of yourself to tell you what is best for you. I hope this message was a pleasant reminder that all of the power that you need is within you, and you are the most powerful person that you know, because only you can create your own reality. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.